are so happy to be here on What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do?
Yes. Thank you. I don't know if I've said it, but I need to say it. Thank you for tuning in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do. Thank you for every single body that listens to us on our podcast. Thank you for everyone that, especially listening over airways, and thank you for all those that have subscribed. Thank you for all of those who have hit that like button. We are here, and thank you so much for tuning in. There's a lot of things that we would like to discuss, a lot of things we'd like to talk about. And I am here co-hosting this podcast with my mommy, Belinda.
Yes.
Olive Beltran.
Yes.
In the building.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for tuning in to What is the Little Girl Supposed to Do? Thank you.
We're all about perseverance.
We're all about it. Go ahead, Mom. Go ahead.
We're all about perseverance, forgiveness, and love. That is the only way that we're going to be successful on this planet, because we are moving into a new time zone. So be ready. So today our topic we will be talking about, because this is something that really, really needs to be fixed, because our children suffer so much. So the name of the podcast today is Mothers, Please Don't Do That. And we're talking about please don't do that, meaning when the mother and father separate or divorce in a relationship and you have children, do not take the children away from either one of the parents, because the child has two parents, and it's not fair for one of the parents to state, I'm not going to let the child see you anymore because we're no longer together. That's not right. So many children is hurt and destroyed by this type of behavior. Because sometimes you think that you're hurting the family that you're keeping the child away from, but you're actually hurting the child. So this type of behavior needs to stop. Every child needs to know who their parent is. Because my children's grandmother used to say, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And I understand where that statement comes from. Because sometimes it is mama's baby, daddy's maybe, but the mother is telling somebody else, well, you the daddy. But she know good and well that it was a possibility that the daddy was someone else. So now the child is growing up believing that this other person is the daddy, but it's not. We can't continue playing games like this with people's lives. People's lives are at stake. I mean, your history is at stake. Your DNA. Stop faking. Stop lying. Tell your children the truth. If you need to, do a DNA to find out. If you're not sure, find out. Or, better yet, stop being with more than one person. And then you'll know. If it's one person, then there's no ifs, ands, or buts. So we need to change how we do things. We're living in a new time. And the old way of doing things is over. It must stop. It's time for a change. So my daughter,
It's time for a change, and you ain't talking about the coins.
I ain't talking about the coins.
You ain't
I'm talking
the
about your mind and your heart, because we have been through some stuff.
Right.
We've been through some stuff, and it's time. It's time for the whole world to change. We need to show more love for each other. But back to the topic of these children, the children being lied to, the children being taken away from one of the parents. So we need to change.
And it really only happens with a dynamic, and as far as like a relationship or a unit, it only really happens that way when you're dealing with a parent that when it doesn't work out, and when it don't work out, it's usually that parent that is that good parent, is that one parent that they are solid, they've been there, they're there, and then that other person might be a little bitter about the breakup in that relationship. Then they go for, you can't see your child. Can't see your kids.
So why?
You can't see your kids.
I mean, why would a person take on that type of feeling?
Why would they take on that type of feeling?
Yes.
That I don't know, because that's a feeling that I have not shared. If it did not work out with my children's father, then it didn't work out between me and him. That has nothing to do with the children. You didn't break up with the children. I wouldn't think you break up with you broke up with the children. Me and you did not work out, but that has nothing to do with the kids. And I know that that was something that I have grown up on from you and from grandma, instilling in me that it's just because it didn't work out with their fathers, don't be talking to them crazy and yelling at them and telling them how you can't come over here and see your child and yah. You always made it comfortable. You always made it comfortable for them to come by and see the kids. You always made it comfortable, because you guys would say that if you ever tell them that you got a problem with them, they will always be able to use that as an excuse for the children. So if the children ever, when they do grow up, because kids, hey, us kids, we do grow up. When they get older, they're going to be asking their parents, why didn't you show up? Where was you on the birthdays or games, and how come you didn't show up? So if they can't say, well, because your mom told me I can't come over, your mom was tripping, your mom said it wasn't cool for me to come to the games and cool for me to go to the school. If we as moms don't say that, the dads, not saying all dads ain't good dads, but the dads that ain't ready to be, or even them dads, you know what I mean? So when it don't work out with the person that we had a baby's child with, if it does not work out, that means your child is still gonna be wanting to be around the person that it didn't work out with. It's their parent. You know what I mean? So don't take it out on the child, because the child is still going to love that parent like he was loving that, or like she was loving that parent before you guys didn't work out.
That's right.
The child is still going to love that parent still. They want to see, they want to see at least their parents be friends. There's couples that I know that they live together and they still pose as if they are a couple, because they want to show the children that we're together. You know what I mean? So they do a very good job pretending. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. But having a having a relationship that does not work out. Do I understand that? Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I got two kids and they both got two different dads. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, I did not say to neither one of them, you cannot come by and see your children. It's not, you can't, I never said that. I learned that from you and learned that from grandma. You don't ever tell them that they can't come over.
Yes.
Don't ever tell them they can't come over. Don't ever tell them they can't. I mean, hey, you can't stop by though. You know, you know, hey, you can't just stop by.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just for anybody. I got that on my door. You can't just, I don't do stop-bys or drop-ins. I don't want that. I got that on my door. No solicitors or none of that.
Yes.
So I don't like the stop-bys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't do the stop-bys. But, I mean, I do understand. Hey, and with that being said, they knew what address I lived at.
Mm-hmm.
They knew the address that I lived at.
That's right.
Everywhere I lived. So you know where I live. So anytime you want to, you know where these children are. And if you have not shown up, it's not because you wasn't never invited or you wasn't never welcome.
That's right.
You didn't show up because you didn't show up and that was your own thoughts that you got to deal with on, you know what I mean? But
That's right.
yes.
Yes.
If it does not work out, and I don't know if it's something that maybe in couples, maybe while they're dating, maybe it's a contract that they probably should sign. Hey, while we're dating, if we don't have children together, when we do decide to have children together, if it don't work out, we need to sign like some type of contract that if it doesn't work out, that you and I are going to still be co-parent.
Yes.
And we're going to be able to do things together as friends, and we're going to be, because we're going to bring a child in place. And when these children come in place, if they see that you and I can't be friends.
Yes. That's going to do something to them.
Right.
Yes.
Don't make the child have to decide which parent is cool or not.
You're right.
That's not okay.
It's not okay.
Psychologically, it's damaging for the children.
Yes, it is.
It's damaging for the children.
And it's not fair.
No.
So we as adults, we need to change.
Hey.
We need to change our activities, our thoughts, because it's not just about you, the individual.
Right.
There's other people, human beings involved.
Right.
We need to help take care of each other mentally, because the world that we're living in, we're all connected. We all on this planet together. There's only one earth.
Right.
And we need to know how to continue to love, be nice, be kind. I mean, those are things that's free in this life. It don't cost no money to smile at somebody.
Ooh.
It don't cost nothing to open the door for somebody.
Open the door?
It doesn't take very much to do the right thing and to show your love and appreciation for each other. We're on this planet together.
Right.
There's no reason for it. We've been living in hell for a very long time, okay?
And you know, I was thinking, hey, when you say that, remember when you were saying that, turn it to you, Mom, please. Remember how you were saying yesterday how you were going to start writing down the little script things, or what are they called, that back in the day that our ancestors used to say? And you said that, look at this nut. He flying like a bat out of hell.
Yes. That's what I'm gonna start making a little booklet full of things that our ancestors or the elderly things that they would say, because it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense, and those are some of the things that we have forgotten. And so the newer generation, when they hear you say this, they like, wait, what?
I'm bad at it.
Yeah, so we just have a lot of good fun. And laughter is so important. Laughter is so important. It's good for you.
It is
Good for your endorphins.
Ooh. Endorphins?
Yes. Yes.
It sure is. And it do something to those muscles in your belly. Oh,
Yes,
my
it's
goodness.
good.
Yes,
It's good.
it is
It's
good.
good.
It is good.
So we just want to help change the hearts and minds of the people and just show more love
Right.
and concern. And it's not just about you. That's the problem with people. They're just thinking about what's important to them. Nobody else.
Nobody else.
So who want to live in a world where everybody that you know that you're around, they just focusing on themselves? You go to their house, they don't offer you no water or
Wait.
nothing when you walk in.
Wait a minute.
They might be drinking on something,
Oh,
but
no.
they ain't gonna offer you nothing.
Oh, no.
And they might pull out a meal
Ooh.
and sit there
Oh.
and eat in front of you and don't offer you anything. What kind of world is that we're living in? You do not believe in sharing with other people. We can't have that.
Are you kidding me?
We can't have that.
No.
We can't have that. So,
Wow.
yes.
Wow. Wow. Oh, no. I was always taught that by you. Okay, listen. Everybody knows you're my mom, but for whoever does not know, Belinda Ala Beltran is LaShanti Turner's mother. Okay?
Yes.
So, I was taught, and rest in love, Grandma Martha, rest in love, Grandma Ruby Kent Bagley.
Yes.
Okay, so now that I have said that, all respect, all praises due to these beautiful women, I was taught that you do not go in the house or you go around someone if you have something, and what you have, if it's food, if it's donuts, if it's something to drink, if it's something to snack on, you do not go in the presence of anybody if you do not have enough to share with everybody that is in that room. You don't never go in a room chewing on something and you don't have enough to share with somebody. Then whatever you chewing, you need to chew it up in your car or wherever you chewing it at. You need to finish it up, then you go amongst people, because you don't bring things around people that you don't have enough to share. That's not what you do.
Nope.
That's not what we do.
Well, you shouldn't do.
No, we don't do that. I was
Yes.
not raised to be that way. So if you don't have enough to share, then you don't come around. Not saying that you have to share your things if you don't want to, but just do that. Be that person in your own privacy. Be that in your own privacy, because amongst us, we are the sharing is caring family. We come from the Olives, where we come from a woman that she gave her son's heart in the time of pain. So come on. When we are the family of the Olives, and we are the Van Arsdales. Okay, so we come from good food, laughter, sharing, helping each other out. That's what I'm from. So I grew up when people, this was the house that wherever I was, it was the house that everybody knew you can come to LaShanti's house for some good old food, for some good old food for sure. And my mom needs to stop playing with y'all when it's about this food, because this food, oh my goodness. Hey, we gonna have that ASMR, the microphones. When it comes to my mom's food, we was in the car going to We was in the
Yes.
car going to one of our classes, and my mom introduced this lady, AKA Stacy. Introduced her to one of her cookies, and I was like, hey, before you bite one of those cookies, I just want to just let you know, I'm being serious. Before you bite one of those cookies, just remember while you chewing it, let me know what you taste in your mouth. And I said, because it's a whole different type of experience.
Now, what kind of cookie was it?
What type of cookie it was? It was peanut butter cookie. I said, listen, because I'm going to have you on the microphone the next time. I said, because I need people to know that I'm not just saying this stuff and doing this stuff, making these sound effects like how I'm doing because I'm trying to butter up my mom. I need her to know how serious these cookies.
I know how serious they are.
You do.
I know how serious.
You realize it.
I realize it.
Okay.
And they will be on the market.
Right.
Here pretty soon. We've just been busy doing a lot of things, but we're going to make sure for the ones that want to buy and eat these cookies, they're going to have the opportunity to do that.
Yep. Cookie time.
Real and very soon.
Cookie
And
time,
so, yes.
y'all. Cookie time, y'all.
We love it. I gave some to my grandbabies.
Right.
They love it. First, my little grandson, he loved the tea cakes. But once he tastes the peanut butter cookies,
Right.
he said, this is what I like, Grandma.
Oh.
Grandma B.
I remember when he rubbed the top of it.
Yeah, he know the difference.
Yeah, you do.
Because with the peanut butter cookies, I put the crisscross on the top.
Yep.
But the other ones, the tea cakes, they're just smooth.
Yep.
So that's how he knew that they wasn't the same cookie. He said, no, I don't like this one. This ain't got the crisscross on there. So, yes, we are doing some amazing things.
Yes, we are.
And we just love our children, and we don't want no division. A child needs to know who their family is, first of all. A child needs to know who their family is, because that is so important. The family. God created us. He wants us to love each other, to share, to do things, to help. I once saw this show. This was in another country, but the people that was in that country, they were relatives. They lived in the same vicinity, within walking distance. And their life, they lived a long time. And they said that they lived a long time because they were amongst their family. Your family brings you energy and joy, and it makes you want to continue to live and to do things together. So family is so important. It really is. And so to have your children know who their mother and father is, and for them to be able to spend time and love each other and have great memories, that is so important. That is so important. Because memories, that's all we will have once we lose our loved ones. That's all we have. We have memories in our thoughts, maybe have pictures, videos, but family togetherness is so important, and it's so important that you love on your children. And we were brought up, we would get whoopings. We call it some whoopings.
Okay, yeah. Please explain to me what a whooping is.
We would get whoopings. And my mother, she would tell us, hey, go out there and get that switch off the tree. And it better not be a little switch. And so, yeah, the whooping would be if we done something wrong that we weren't supposed to do, we would get whooped. And you see that we turned out okay. We turned out good. We ain't violent. We believe in love, and we know when there's, rules and regulations you is not supposed to break. See, sometimes children grow up in a household where there ain't no rules and regulations, and that's why when they become adults, some of them is out of control. So we have to learn the correct discipline for our children. And to be hitting on a child all the time is not a good discipline, because now this child is going to think that that is the only way that you can get things done is by hitting on somebody or beating somebody up.
Right. Well, hitting, like you said. Hitting, like you said. I mean, because the logic of, then when I don't come from the generation you didn't. When it comes to when you say that you got whoopings.
Yes.
Now, when it came to me and my little brother.
Yes.
Our form of whoopings was you would tell us to hold out our hand.
Yeah, I would.
And then you would have the belt, and you would whap our hands with the belt.
Yep. Okay. Sometimes. Not very much, because you guys were pretty good kids.
I can remember that like a few times necessarily happened.
Yes.
I can, and so I can't say that I came from a family of whoopings, but so when it comes to, I did not whoop my children. My children were more psychologically in tune with their mother, and so if they saw me sad or if they saw that my feelings would hurt, then that was discipline for them.
Yes.
There was a time that I did swat my daughter. I swatted my daughter on her butt, and I want to say it was probably like 4 or 5 times, and I want to say swat meaning another word for spank or another word for whatever you want to say, but I, connected her on her butt. And she turned around and she looked at me and she said, "You're not supposed to hit people that you love."
How old was she?
I think she was like 4. And she said, "Mom," she said, "you're not supposed to hit you're not supposed to hit people that you love." And I was like, wow, because I have said that to her before, right? I mean, you're not supposed to hit people that you love. And so, and I was like, ooh, how am I going to come up with? And then I said, and you're right. You're not supposed to hit people that you love. And I said, that's why you were supposed to listen to what you were being told by the people that love you. But you're right. I shouldn't hit you. And at the same token, you should be listening, especially if it's something that I've already told you. And so, but she's right. It is spankings, and I know it's generations, and I can't explain the whoopings and all that stuff for everybody that had a whooping. Hey. People say, hey, I turned out fine. You know what I mean? I got a whooping. Okay, well, I can be in a room of people, you know what I mean, just to have the conversation of whoopings, you know what I mean? It would be awesome, you know what I mean? It would be a cool conversation to be a part of listening to, but I can't necessarily get into the... I can't, you know what I mean? I can't get into that sector of it because, it was, it was a problem.
Yeah, it was different.
Absolutely.
It was different.
Yes.
Because I came from a big family. My mother and father, they moved here from Mississippi, and they ended up getting a divorce. So altogether, there was 8 children in my family. It was 4 boys, 4 girls.
Ooh, nice.
And so... my mom, she had to discipline us. And she was like, no nonsense.
No nonsense.
And my children asked, they said, was your mom ever in the military? I'm like, why you say that? Why'd you guys ask me, was my mom in the military?
Because of how grandma had everything like organized and how she functioned. How she delegated things, how she did things, how she... the only person that I know that would be doing something like that would be somebody that was in the military. The way she was structured, the way she had things, the way she had us wash, you know what I mean? Fold up our clothes and put it in the drawer. And then when you get dressed, it was like you make sure that your outfit, what you got on is presentable, your hair is presentable. You got to look right. And so I just remembered military families being that way. Grandma would be like, okay, before we get out of here, she would make sure that before we come up out of this car, you guys don't ask for nothing, don't speak, don't do anything. You be on your best behavior. This is what you have as far as your activities. Don't ask me for nothing until we leave up out of here. Don't have me up in this place looking some type of way, because you know they're going to be looking at us.
That's right.
Don't be up in here embarrassing me.
Yes, yes, yes. Now, were you in the store that time when your grandmother overheard this child making life hard for his mother up in this store while she was trying to do some grocery shopping? Were you in the store with your grandmother then?
Yes, I was.
Can you please let the audience know what took place that day?
Well, I remember being in the store, and me and Grandma was in there because she needed to grab some stuff. So me and Grandma went inside of Safeway, and there was a child, and they was just like, mom, just crying, just asking for stuff. And Grandma had her apron on because we was in there grabbing some stuff because she was in the middle of cooking. Grandma had her apron on. Grandma looked at me, and I said, Grandma, please don't go over there. And I said, let's just get the stuff that we came in here to get. And she said, do you hear that child over there making all of that noise? And I said, yes, I do. And she said, and I'm quite sure his mother or dad is in here to buy what they need and then to go home for them to eat whatever they was going to eat. And I said, yes. And she said, and they were still just yelling, crying, just holding a tantrum. And through that, Grandma was trying to find who was that in the store. So she was in search of that person. And I was just like, Grandma, come on. Can we just please just get the stuff? She found the person and the child. And when Grandma was walking up to the cart, the child was looking at Grandma. And she said, hi. And she said, do you see, she said, are you this child's parent? And the lady said, yeah. And she said, now, do you see your mother is up in here buying you some stuff for you to eat, I'm sure. Why are you in here making all of this noise?
Didn't he have a little play gun?
I don't remember.
Yeah, because he was
bang,
shooting.
Bang, or something.
Yeah, he was acting like he was shooting it.
Yeah, and she was like, Johnny. I think she was like, Johnny, put that away. Johnny, put that away. I'm trying to, and he was still wanting to do it. So then when Grandma walked up, she said, you need to. So she grabbed the toy and she said, do you mind? You just go ahead and put this in your purse and close this up. She said, you need to go on and be quiet while your mother finished shopping inside the store. And I looked at the child like, I understand what you feeling right now because excuse me. See what I mean? You know what I mean? It already made me feel some type of way. I looked at the child like, I understand what you feeling right now because I couldn't say grandmother, but we was talking telekinesis, however what that word is, telepathy. We was communicating child to child. And Grandma looked at the mother, and I want to say that the mother even asked Grandma, she said, who are you? Are you a nanny? Or, I mean, I need to get your information because I've never had this experience before. And Grandma looked and she said, don't act like that in the store with your parent when they're in here doing the best that they could do to be a parent. And the only thing you need to do is, she already asked you to stop. You need to be quiet while she's in here doing her shopping. Don't be embarrassing your mother. You can have it when you get in the car. And then I didn't hear them saying nothing else during that time. So whatever Grandma said and the energy that they felt, they listened.
And she thanked my mom for helping her out.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So my mother, that's how she was. She was a no nonsense, and she knew how to discipline the children. Sometimes she wouldn't even have to say anything to you. She would just look at you.
Right.
Yes, my mother would just look at you, and you'll be looking like, dang, what's you see something on me or what?
Right. Right. I'd be like, Grandma, I come over and visit. And she'd be looking, I'd be like, what? Well, I mean, what? I mean, you acting like you looking at me like I got something on me or something. She was like, I'm not looking at you any type of way. I'm not looking at you any type of way. I'm just looking at you. Now, how you feel while I'm looking at you, that's all on you. If you feel guilty, that means you must be doing something that you know you should not be doing.
You're right.
And then I would be thinking to myself, I was like, wait a second, what am I doing right now? Because now, if that's the persona that I'm giving my grandma, I got to think about what am I doing in my life right now that I'm acting a certain way. I need to give myself together my presentation, because whatever I got going on in my life, I'm letting her know. So I need to pull it together, because I can't let her read what I'm currently doing, especially if you got them kids, because grandma gonna make sure. Hey, don't be having. I hope you ain't met no new friends and have them new friends around my grandkids, because that is not okay. Don't be having Don't be having nobody that's up and around them kids if they don't mean you and your kids no good.
That's true. Because my mama, it was all about the kids. It was all about the children.
All about the kids.
All about the love and the discipline. She always taught us there is no such thing as I can't do this. She said, whatever you make up your mind to do, you can do it. Put your mind and your heart to it. But there's no such thing as I can't do it. That was unacceptable. She did not even want that word coming out of out of our mouth. Don't be telling me you can't do something. God made you in his image and his likeness. You can do anything that your heart and your mind is set on. So go out into the world and be the best human being. Show love, kindness, do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And be successful in this world. You better not be out there acting a fool. And let me hear about it. Because it's going to be between me and you now. It's going to be on. So I love my mother. She was an amazing mom. And she was a school teacher. And she would go to the ministry. And she had a relationship with the children. They loved her so unconditionally. And she was a good role model for so many mothers. She just loved. She wanted to make sure our children had everything they needed to be successful in this world. And that's what we're here for. We're here to help the world, the people that's in this world now that we're living in. We're here to confirm that to love each other and to be able to get along with each other is so important in this world. And to have some good food to eat. Some good soul food to eat is so good for your mind, your body, and your soul.
So good.
And so we're going to be sharing everything.
Yes.
It just needs a little bit of time, but we're going to make sure you're going to be fed mentally, spiritually, and we're just going to keep it real. So God bless everyone, and thank you very much for listening to, tuning in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? God bless you all on this journey. of life, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you once again for tuning in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do? Thank you for listening on your headsets through your ears, and thank you for watching us here at our studio at GMP Podcast Group. Also, Thorn City Syndicate. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to What is a Little Girl Supposed to Do?